If Michael Scott was an NHL player, who would he be? Same for Dwight Schrute. I'm trying to think of who Michael Scott would be. Like, who's a bumbling hockey player that you still kind of like, but you're like, oh, God, come on, man.
Thinks they're a really good leader.
Yeah. Oh, no. He's not. He's not. Bo Horvat's not Michael Scott.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Mark Messier.
Mark Messier is like
is
Todd
successful
Packer.
because... Yeah, well, I mean, it depends on what personality traits you're taking. But there is something to be said about, like, Michael Scott to some extent. He's good at what he does. You see him when he goes to that meeting with, like, is it Tim Meadows in the one episode
the
that
Chili's
loves him?
episode, yeah.
And he shows he's got some amazing sales abilities. But a lot of his overall success is because of the team behind him.
Yeah.
Could the same be said about Mark Messier? Because every example of success he had, he was, like, in front of a all-star team.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I don't know if that's the name but just the way you set that up, that's why that name came to my head.
And I'm trying to think about personalities or just kind of like that
personalities. Well, then it's like you're gonna pick like a Keith Ballard or some like goofball. Keith Ballard was great, don't get me wrong. But like he was a goofball. He hit himself in somebody's bag one time when they caught it on video.
He hit Thomas Valcoon in the face with his stick, like.
And the way he throws hits is a lot like the way that Michael Scott throws hits on the ice on Toby. Toby that he hit?
Of course he hits Toby.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, maybe Keith Ballard. I could see that.
That's fair. I like that.
I'm just thinking of, like, who's the screwball hockey players that could line up with him personality with. But Keith Ballard's not a big name either, so most people probably don't even remember the goofy nature of
most of the players. His teammates really hated or couldn't stand PK Subban, but like probably understood that he was a really nice guy and he meant well, kind of like Michael Scott.
Yeah.
As for who would be Dwight, fucking somebody with no personality, like Sean Monahan.
He's got
maybe
a personality. He's just got like a
I'm here to work.
We're
confidence. Work hard.
Unwarranted degree of confidence. Like, how would you describe Dwight Schrute? Like,
that's very accurate.
He could be confident, but he's not self-aware. So, like, think of a guy who doesn't have a good sense of self-awareness, gets mad over anything, doesn't like teammates that are trying to have a good time.
God, that is a good question.
It's one, I feel like I'd have to, like, pour over a list of NHL players from the last 30 years I've watched, been like, oh yeah, remember when this guy got mad at his teammates for having fun? Who really didn't like PK Subban and be that type of guy?
Max Pacioretty.
Was Patches really that?
It was Patches and Carey Price.
Is Patches a Dwight?
Patches is super fucking boring.
I don't know enough about the guy. Like, I've seen him in interviews.
He's just like, I'm gonna barely open my mouth. I'm just here to play hockey. Maybe Patches.
A little bit of.
Yeah,
There's probably better examples, but that's one that.
Dion Phaneuf is Michael Scott. I don't think anybody in the league respects him at all.
Could he also be a Dwight?
Yeah. Ooh.
Just because, like, he seems like a guy who doesn't care what other people thinks about him and super serious and reacts on the ice if anybody does anything.
Dion Phaneuf is Dwight. That's I'm gonna go with that. B final answer. That's good. Team effort. I like that, Paul.
Yeah. No, I probably shouldn't spend the deep dive. That's not a question I should be spending an hour on researching. But yeah, I'm always off the top of my head. I'm like, oh, that's such a tough question. I don't want to get it wrong, even though it's a totally fun one.